Good morning. Welcome to our Sunday service for April 25th. Our service will begin with ringing of kansho, followed by Rev Mukojima leading sutra chanting of Juseige. Then the Miroku group will present the golden chain. Then we'll have a Dharma message from Sensei, and then we will close our service. Thank you for joining us today.
I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world.
I must keep my link bright and strong.
I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself.
I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and do pure and beautiful deeds.
Knowing that my actions will result in not only my happiness or unhappiness,
but also the happiness or unhappiness of others as well.
May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love be bright and strong.
May we all attain perfect peace.
Please join me in kansho. Namo Amida Butsu.
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 Namandavats, 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 namandavats. Of those who encounter the power of the primal vow, no one passes by in vain. They are filled with the treasure ocean of virtues, the defiled waters of their blind passions, not separated from it. Namandavats, 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 namandavats. Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us this morning for our online Sunday service. I'm always surprised at how quickly time flies. It's already been over 1 year since we were first faced with the pandemic. During this period, most of you haven't had the opportunity to say, let's go to the temple. Instead, we now use our computers to visit the temple online every Sunday. Although we can enjoy the Sunday services remotely from our homes, I'm sure many of you miss being at the temple and would prefer to be able to meet and to talk in person with our Dharma friends. So unfortunately, we haven't been able to use the phrase, let's go to the temple for a very long time. In Japan, the phrase go to the temple has a deep meaning. It originally meant to learn. Yes, to learn. This means that we should think deeply about how we should live each day with the Buddha's teachings. Speaking of learning, we certainly understand what the school education is. But in learning Buddhism, there is a big difference between what will improve one's intelligence and ability to become a capable person. Renya Shonin, the 8th head abbot of the Honganji, said, no matter how much we learn the scriptures, if we lack shinjin or true entrusting, our studying is useless. When we encounter Amida Buddha's tremendous compassion, we should receive the wisdom of true entrusting with joy and gratitude. That is, to learn and appreciate the great compassion of Amida Buddha is to learn about Buddhism, or what going to the temple really means. Picture, as I speak, our statue of Amida Buddha, which stands on a lotus dais. People visiting a Jodo Shinshu temple for the first time often ask, why is the Amida Buddha standing? Certainly, nowadays, most in various stores here, we can find many statues of the Buddha seated in meditation, but it's rare to find a standing Buddha. In the temples of other Buddhist schools, most statues of the Buddha are seated. In the practice of these schools, the Buddha is sitting in meditation, which is the posture of the attainment of enlightenment. And it is also the posture which says to all sentient beings, try to accumulate many good deeds in order to rid yourself of your selfish nature, attain the enlightenment, and come to my place, the world of the Buddha, on your own. And in our Jodo Shinshu practice, our central focus is Namu Amida Butsu. When depicted as a statue or in a painting, Amida Buddha is always standing. That's why in our main altar, or Onaijin, the beautiful Amida Buddha enshrined there is standing. It's interesting, isn't it? In Jodo Shinshu, one of Shakyamuni Buddha's most important principal scriptures is called the Contemplation Sutra. In this sutra, there is a famous saying which goes something like, the Buddha of immeasurable life appeared standing in the air. This is how Shantao, one of the seven Pyarad masters, interpreted Amida Buddha's unusual stance in his writing the commentaries on the Contemplation Sutra. He says, Amida Buddha stands in mid-air because it shows his ability to make all sentient beings who have sincere faith and who aspire to be born there be reborn immediately in the Pure Land. Amida Buddha is discreet because of his nobility and preciousness. But although Amida Buddha appeared after establishing the primal vow, why does he stand as he faces all sentient beings? Why not sitting? Actually, Amida Buddha had this deep thought. This world is full of suffering, where many evil beings live together tormented by the 8 sufferings. These evil beings are also prone to betraying each other, behaving in a friendly way, even as a smile hides their real intentions. They cannot get rid of the 6 bandits that plunder the mind. They are on the verge of falling into the hole in the frames of the 3 evil realms, hell, hungry spirits, and the beasts. If Amida Buddha were not standing, ready to reach all sentient beings quickly, how would they be able to escape from this delusional prison? Amida Buddha has a firm grasp on all sentient beings to be able to take them immediately to the Pure Land. Therefore, he is always standing and never seated in meditation when facing all sentient beings. So, compared to the many statues of the seated Buddha, the reason Amida Buddha's statue in our temple is standing is deeply influenced by this interpretation of Shantao. There is a big difference between Amida Buddha depicted standing and the Amida Buddha seen seated in meditation. For example, suppose that the family with a young child goes on a picnic and are having a lunch on the shore of a lake. As they are eating, the child begins walking towards the lake to go look at the fish. The moment the parents turn their eyes to their child, the child slips into the water. At this moment, what action will parents take? Do they continue to enjoy their delicious lunch while gazing at their suffering child? Or do they yell encouragement like, try to swim over to where we are, without moving a single step? Of course, neither reaction is realistic. Of course, the moment they see their child fall into the lake, both parents will immediately break into a run. They will dive into the water without hesitation to save their child. Then they will grab him up frantically in their arms and carry him safely to shore. Right? So this instinct of the parent to save its child about to drown by jumping up instantly and diving into the lake is really expressed in the standing posture of Amida Buddha. It is meaningful that the statue of the standing Amida Buddha in our altar leans slightly forward. This demonstrates the readiness of the great compassion which has already run up to us and embraced us. Amida Buddha is standing, approaches us quickly, and assures all sentient beings' birth in the Pure Land, the world of enlightenment, in order to save us who are constantly so confused by our selfish nature that we are suffering and are drowning in the world of delusion. So, Amida Buddha's standing posture is like a voice calling to each one of us who are drowning in our own cravings and attachments. Don't worry, I'm always with you, no matter what might happen in your life. And there is additional meaning in Amida Buddha's posture. His right hand is raised with his infinite wisdom, in a gesture summoning all sentient beings to the world of enlightenment, the Pure Land. And his left hand is lowered in a gesture embracing all suffering beings with his infinite compassion. Okay? It's really important to learn the mind of the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu, the origin of this wisdom and compassion, while appreciating the posture of the standing Amida Buddha, who always embraces all beings and never abandons any of them. In the opening meditation, I shared with you verse from Shinran's Hymns of the Seven Pure Land Masters, which goes, of those who encounter the power of the primal vow, no one passes by in vain. They are filled with a treasure ocean of virtues. The defiled waters of their blind passions not separated from it. Through his words, we realize how much Shinran praises the joy of encountering the primal vow. If we sincerely rejoice in the encounter with the primal vow, just as Shinran did, we can recite the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu naturally in our daily lives. The reason why we can recite the Nembutsu is because we receive Shinjin, or true entrusting, which means that Amida Buddha's vow reaches our mind, and Amida Buddha's calling voice comes from our mouth through our utterance of the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. That's why the Nembutsu comes out of our mouth naturally. And his calling voice reminds us of how important it is to reflect deeply upon our imperfect selves or selfishness, and then turn to a way of thinking based on the spirit of self-benefit and the benefit for others. The Nembutsu leads us to focus on the spirit of both self-benefit and the benefit for others. In reflecting the spirit in our daily lives, self-benefit means to become happy, and to benefit for others means to make others happy. This concept shows us that one's own benefit leads to another's benefit, and that person's benefit leads to yet another person's benefit. The goal of this concept is to create a world where all the people share their happiness with one another. Shakyamuni Buddha teaches us that interdependence means that everything is connected by a series of ties and cannot exist in isolation without relation to other things. So, if each of us lives selfishly, then our society and the world cannot be realized. When we wish for others' happiness, it's very important to fully understand that our happiness is all due to the kindness of others. Our lives are possible only because of the kind actions of countless others. If we fully understand this truth, we cannot help but wish for the happiness of others with the deepest feelings of gratitude. Although we haven't been faced with many difficult social issues like hate crimes, if those who have spirit of self-benefit and the benefit for others choose to build solidarity with others, the Nembutsu will surely lead us to make the world a better place, filled with a mind of kindness, acceptance, responsibility, patience, humility, and gratitude. Even when what each of us can do is limited, we can become powerful when we build solidarity with one another. To learn the great compassion of Amida Buddha is to become fully aware of ourselves, always being guided to awakening by Amida Buddha's wisdom. No matter what kind of person we may be, Amida Buddha will always be with us so that we won't be drowned in the world of delusion. So, even if we face adverse circumstances, we can continue to move forward with the spirit of challenge, courage, and the strength guided by the Nembutsu, Namo Amida Butsu. Although we still cannot go to the temple in person, let's continue to attend our online services so that we can learn and appreciate Amida Buddha's primary vow, which focuses on each one of us. Amida Buddha's calling voice, Namo Amida Butsu, will make us realize how important it is to live our lives for the benefit of others and to experience the precious world where all people will come to know our happiness as one people. Okay? So let's show our deep gratitude for Amida Buddha's great compassion, a primary vow, which lead us to the right way of living with a great peace of mind through the statue of the standing Amida Buddha enshrined in our altar on Naijin. Okay? Again, thank you very much for your kind attention to my Dharma talk this morning. Please continue to stay healthy and have a great day. Thank you. Please join me in kansho. Of those who encounter the primary vow, no one passes by in vain. They are filled with the treasure ocean of virtues, the defiled waters of the blind passions, not separated from it. Namanda Butsu, 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 Namanda Butsu.
Thank you, Sensei, for your Dharma message today. I think that all of us share your sentiment that we do miss going to temple. And hopefully sometimes soon, before the end of this year, we will be able to all come together once again. Thank you again. As always, everyone, please stay healthy and stay safe. Thank you.